The University of St. Francis in Joliet is a welcoming community of learners, ready to make you feel right at home. With a diverse student body that is a reflection of the community we serve, our students say over and over that USF truly feels like family. To get the excellent education and promising future you deserve, visit stfrancis.edu. Our home is your home. Make yourself comfortable at USF.
And good afternoon and welcome in, Saints fans. It is week number 2 of the 2023 football season. St. Francis, a resounding victory last week here in Joliet over Waldorf, a 63-7 victory. And they welcome in the other St. Francis from Fort Wayne, Indiana. They ran into a buzzsaw last week called St. Xavier, falling in that one. We'll get more into what happened in that game. But the story here today in the St. Francis Bowl is really the history between the two teams. It dates back till 2013. That was the date of the first game between St. Francis and St. Francis. And since then, the Francises have played 6 games, and the boys from Fort Wayne have won all of them. So a lot to prove, a lot to make up for here for the Saints wearing the brown and gold as they enter Joliet Memorial Stadium. The captains will meet at center field for the coin flip. We mentioned St. Francis Saints went 1-0 last week, 63-7. But for the Cougars, it was a 45-28 loss to St. Xavier at home out there in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Cougars of St. Francis had 14-point lead twice in that first half. They were up 14-0 at one point, and then 28-14. Ended up giving up over 500 yards of total offense to the Cougars of St. Xavier. 266 on the ground, 291 through the air. Let's go ahead and peek in here to our coin flip here in the middle of ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. St. Francis wins. They will defer to the second half. I'm going to have a lot of trouble here in the beginning of the game saying St. Francis. I'll try to be more clear of which one we're talking about. The Saints and the not Saints we might have to go with. They will shake hands. And that'll be the first time or the last time they'll be friendly till the end of the game, because we're going to have a good one here today. Like we mentioned, the not Saints of St. Francis are 6-0 in this matchup, so a lot to prove. Although on paper, the Saints are probably the favorites, coming in nationally ranked. And after the performance last week, a lot of individuals at the top of their respective charts in the NAIA. We pause and we'll take in the national anthem here at Joliet Memorial Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
About ready to go here for some football. The Saints offense will take over. We saw a lot of firsts for the St. Francis Saints offense last week. First time they put up 63 points, the most points scored by a St. Francis offensive performance in its school history. We saw Sam Tumulty break the career rushing mark last week, tacked on 3 extra ones, now has 34. Every time that Sam Tumulty finds the end zone on the ground, a new record will be set. The First time we saw an offensive touchdown for Scott Tumulty, typically a defensive back, but will be playing a little bit of offense this year. Also the first time we saw a touchdown from redshirt freshman Gavin Day. But none of those will matter. They will. I think St. Francis Joliet's going to trade all of those. Looks like we had a mix-up on which side of the field we're going to start off on. But I think the Saints will trade all of those for another first, the first time beating St. Francis, Indiana. Now, the Cougars of St. Francis have been down the last few years. They've had a losing record since 2020, 2021, 2022. But even last year, when they've, quote-unquote, been down, still dominated the Saints here in the first game of the season last year. After the first two losses of the season last year, though, the Saints rattled off 7 wins in a row. Brian Madej ready to kick things off left to right. We are underway here in Joliet, week number 2. The return will start from the goal line for the Cougars. Return man is McCall Ray. They get tripped up by number 20. Some nice special teams coverage there, getting up off the pile. Number 3, Dezion Jordan. I'm sorry. Number 31, pardon me, Tavion Wells, the senior out of Wisconsin. So here come the Cougars offense. They are led by Garrett Yoon, a sophomore out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Got some starts last year, came in as the starter this year, even though it was quite a quarterback competition in the offseason for the Cougars. They welcomed in a quarterback transfer from Indiana University, Big Ten experience. We'll get to that as we go on there. Here, let's see Garrett Yoon and company with 5 wide receivers on the first offensive play of the game. It'll be through the air. Into the flat it goes. Tackled out of bounds around the 23. First pass goes to Eli Patchett, the tight end out of Westfield, Indiana. That's another interesting thing about the Cougars. As when you take a look at the roster, man, do they recruit the state of Indiana. Today, obviously, they travel with a smaller roster than their complete roster. But everyone wearing blue and white today, except for 4 people, is from the state of Indiana. One of them from Plainfield North, one from Wisconsin, one from Ohio, one from Florida. Everyone else, a Hoosier. On the ground, going left side. Great blocking up front for the Cougars. A flag comes in behind the offense. Nice carry, though, for David Smith. He led the Cougars in carries last week, 11 carries for 64 yards. We'll check out the penalty here, though, in the area of a holding. That's what it is. It will be a holding against the Cougars. Let's see if we can see it somewhere. Looks like somebody's holding on to nose tackle Mike Johnson there. And that'll go back. So instead of a 2nd and short, it's going to be 2nd and 15. My partner Dan Sharp unable to be here, so flying solo today. You have to put up with me for the next 2.5 hours or so. Here's Garrett Yoon in the shotgun. He's going to roll right. Looking, fires, checks it down. It'll be back to near the original line of scrimmage, well covered by the Saints. Out to Patchett again. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, and I think that's exactly what St. Francis of Joliet wants to do, is keep them in passing situations. 3rd down and 11 here on the opening possession. Eli Patchett with his 2nd catch of the game. A nice check down relief valve for Garrett Yoon and that Cougars offense. 3rd and 11. They do have some playmakers on the outside. Carson Moomal, one of them, but here's Yoon rolling right again, looking downfield. Goes to the sideline, and that one is incomplete. Well covered, double covered as a matter of fact, as Yoon tried to force that one in there. It's going to be 4th down and 11. And a 3 and out to start this game for the Saints defense. Here you go, Yoon trying to force that one in there along the right boundary. Falls incomplete. The very dangerous Scott Tumulty standing at midfield. The career leader in punt return yards. He said it last week on the first punt return. Let's see if they give him a chance or they angle it away from the eldest Tumulty. Good snap. Punt is away from Derek Robb. Short one, and there a flag will come in, and that was a close one. We weren't sure exactly who forced their way into Scott Tumblety, but they're going to say it is a penalty on the Cougars. I imagine we'll have to sort it out, but it looks what it looked like to me. We'll see a replay. Yeah, for sure. One of the Cougars upbacks there getting in a little bit early. Tamaris Springfield, the junior. Officials are going to talk about it, though. There was a Saint awful close to Scott Tumblety as well. So was he forced in? Was it an interference on the Cougars? We'll see. It will be. Wow. 2 early flags on the Cougars, really setting them back. A drive-killing hold on the first possession, and you'll see another special teams penalty here, giving the Saints extra yardage into Cougar territory. They make the 15-yard march closer to the end zone, making it easier for Sam Tumblety and company. You see there. Nice hand from the Saint faithful here on this beautiful Saturday. Mid-70s, breeze out of the north. Gorgeous day for football. Keep an eye for Ryan Little. He was a nice addition to this Saints offense in the offseason to transfer in from University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. He's number 4 on the bottom of your screen. First offensive play for the Saints. See if they go through the air here. They will. Quick step drop. They go to the outside. It goes to Joey Tumblety, who's bottled up immediately at the 32. A pickup of about 4 from Sam to Joey Tumblety. How about a start to the year last week as you see the pass here from middle brother to younger brother. The year for the Saints started with a touchdown from Scott, a touchdown from Sam, and then a touchdown to Joey right there. It was an unbelievable start to the game last week. They gave him 5. Second down and 5 here for the Saints. On the ground, Keenan Haley looking for some room. And flags come out again. I think we're going to have a hold on the St. Francis Saint offense this time. The second play for the Cougars was a hold. It looks like the second play for the Saints is going to be a hold as well. Let's see if we can see it here. It looked like it was Ashton Sorgi, the right tackle, right there. It actually looked like the hold was the defender was holding on to his jersey, but I'm going to call it on Ashton on that one. There were only 5 penalties in the first week. 4 on the Saints. We've already got 2 in the game and 1 on the Saints here. Haley on the right hip of Sam Tumblety. 4 wide receivers. Good snap to Sam. He's going to look deep now. Across the middle of the field. That one's intercepted. First pick of the season. A nice tackle by Dan Getch, but a fantastic interception by Nate Tallhelm, the senior out of Indianapolis. He led the team in tackles last week, and he gets his first interception. Sam was looking at Joey the entire way on the seam. I'm sorry, Ryan Little was the faked it to Joey. Faked out our camera crew here as well, and they're going to do that pretty well. I think hard to keep track on where Sam goes with the ball sometimes. Our camera operators are going to do the same as the Cougar defense, just keep one camera on Sam Tumblety at all times. They gained about a half a yard, so second down and a long 9 here for the Saints. Haley switches sides. Give to Haley. They go backward a couple yards. Third down and long for the Saints. Nate Tallhelm in there again for the Cougars. Not going to be as much room to run this week for Sam and company against this Cougar defense. It's just outstanding. Oh, a lot of movement. There's the whistle. Who was it on, though? Who jumped first is the question. They're going to call it on the Cougars. Make a 3rd down and 11, a 3rd down and 6. That's a lot easier. Another penalty. Third and 5 instead of 3rd and 10. Here we go. Imagine Sam's going to throw the ball here. 4 wide receivers. Looking down the middle. Nothing there. Now going right. Looking for Ryan Little downfield. Another flag comes in. Sam's going to try to make something out of nothing. Get up to about the 35. It's going to be a 1st down as it stands. And another penalty is going to come in. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty. Ashton Sorgi protecting his quarterback, trying to pull the defender off, and he's going to pick up a penalty there, I believe, unless they're going to call it on the Cougars not getting off Sam Tumulty quick enough. There was an initial penalty, which apparently is going to be off screen unless it's a big hit there on Sam, but we're still going to try to work out the penalty situation here. Coach Curry is going to go out and talk to our referee. You see Ashton Sorgi rip him off. I don't know. See, I don't think it was too egregious there by the Cougar defender. Wow. Yep. Wow, so the first penalty was an illegal hands to the face on the Cougars. Another penalty on Fort Wayne. Apparently, number 90, Spencer Petit, but then there was an unsportsmanlike penalty on Ashton Sorgi, his 2nd penalty of the game, but the result of the penalties is going to be a 1st down for the Saints. Where are they going to mark the ball? They're going to, I'll be honest, I'm a little confused on how the penalties react with each other, but the officials, okay, so they give them the 1st down, they walk off the 15 on the St. Francis Cougar penalty, and then they walk off the 15 again back to the original line. So, result of the play is a 1st down. The penalty yardage does not play into it, so it's just where the end of the play finished. Either case, it's St. Francis ball with a fresh set of downs after another penalty by the Cougars. Haley on the screen. Another fantastic tackle by the Cougars. Nate Newcomer, the redshirt sophomore. Also had 10 tackles a week ago and 2 interceptions last week. His knee went down there after the cut. Looks like he lost his footing before that tackle as well. Another loss for the Saints, back to their 32. So far, a stalemate between the two St. Francis's is. Second down and long. Sam looking. Going to the right boundary. Ryan Little, his first catch, makes one miss, can't make a second. Gets up to the 44. That's a 13-yard pickup and a 3rd down and 2. Make it a 3rd and 3 coming up for St. Francis. The Saints, that is. Nice catch by Ryan Little, the transfer wide receiver. A Lockport native. Went to Whitewater, came back home here to Joliet. And we like him because of his size, his great hands, catches the ball away from his body. We haven't seen a jump ball yet, but they tell me he's great at the jump balls, coming down with them. We'll see if he gets an opportunity here. 3rd down, they put it back 1 extra yard, so 3rd and 4. Here comes the Cougar blitz. They do hand off to Haley, and there's only a yard there for him. 4th down and 2. Punt unit coming on for the brown and gold. Brian Madej, the punter and kicker, will come on. Averaged about 31 yards as we see Haley trying to find some room inside, but those defensive linemen are big and strong for the Cougars. Ryan Madej averaging about 31 yards a punt last year, a long of 59. This one, though, off the right side of his foot and out of bounds. It's going to give the Cougars their best field position. They will mark it at the 40. Madej's got a strong leg, but he does have to work on the punt consistency a bit. When he gets a hold of one, he can really let it fly. But occasionally you'll get one of those too. You get away with that against Waldorf. You're not going to get away with that too long against the Cougars. Garrett Yoon takes the snap, quick throw right. It's complete, and the first down for the Cougars into Saints territory. Quick play goes out to McCall Ray, the wideout out of Bedford, Indiana. Another transfer in from Indiana University. More Big Ten talent for the St. Francis Fort Wayne team. Running back to the right of Yoon. 4 wideouts, but they hand it off. Nice tackle. First one in there for the Saints was Carson Hansen from Wilmington making the tackle there on first down. Makes it second down. Looks like they may have, well, they do move it up. So no gain. Hansen, hands on him. Got him by the shoestrings before Scott Tumulty came in to finish the play. See the Saints offense talking things over. It's like Coach Norton there chatting them up. Offensive line coach. Here's Yoon, fakes short, looking down the middle, wide open again, and another first down for the Cougars. McCall Ray, his second catch. Moves the chains again. Historically, with the Saints 3-3 defense, that's been the soft spot of the zone defense that they play, middle of the field on the pass. Look at the progression by Yoon, keeping his feet moving, found the open man, pitch to strike. Perry, the tackle for the Saints. First down, up to the 31. Screen pass. Nice move, makes one miss, makes two miss up to the 25-yard line. This one goes to Marquise Johnson, sophomore wide receiver. His first catch of the year. Watch him plant the foot. Make the first Saint miss, Nick Franciscovich, pardon me. Second and 5. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score. But this is the closest to the red zone any team has been. Another quick pass outside. That one is tackled nicely. Cooper was there first for the Saints. Finished up by Keemon Reese, a junior transfer from Trinity. Keemon there, number 10. Actually an NAIA All-American National Mention a few years ago in 2020. Trinity International closed the doors on their football program, but he ended up 5th in career tackles for the Trojans historically. Nice addition to the linebacking core for St. Francis. Third down and 4 for the Cougars. Yoon through the air. Plenty of time. Here comes pressure. Trying to run it himself. And he's going to be very close to the first down. A bit of a broken play. Great coverage by the Saints downfield. And it will bring up 4th down and 1. They will send on the offense. Will stay on for the Cougars. They want the first down. Setting up the run play. First time Yoon will be under center. And a timeout before the whistle, before the ball was snapped. A timeout called, I believe, by the Cougars. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. A discussion to be had. What does Coach Kevin Donnelly and company want to do? And there's no situation that Coach Donnelly has not seen. In his 26th year as head coach of the St. Francis Cougars, the only coach they've known. He started the program in 1996, 25 years ago. Since then, had one losing season to start that program, the very first year. Since then, they rattled off 21 straight winning seasons. It's unbelievable. In that time, they had 14 conference titles, 19 playoff appearances, 2 national titles in 2016 and 2017. Although the last 3 years they've been down. They've had a losing record the last 3 years. Quite an anomaly for Coach Donnelly and the Cougars. You better believe they don't want to start this year 0-2. They're going to come out with everything they got today. Same formation here for the Cougars. See if they try to use those big bodies. They will run it. It's going to be close. Very close. Judging by where they're coming in from the sidelines, they might have it. It's going to depend on the spot, but judging by where the officiating crews came in from the sideline, they did. They got it. By about a half a length of the football did they get it. Hatchett was the runner. He was bottled up at the line, but nice little spin there. At the very end, moves the chains for the Cougars. No score, $1:30 to go, first quarter. Two teams feeling each other out here, I think, the first 15 minutes. Same formation here on first down. That's going to draw in that St. Francis Joliet defense. They're going to throw it, though, one-on-one. There's the first sack. There comes the ball. It looked like the Cougars jumped on it, though. And the Cougars did jump on it. We'll see who the first Saint to make contact with Yoon was, though. Keemon Reese, the linebacker, gets the strip sack. The Cougars jump on it, though. Big defensive play by Keemon Reese, who's been all over the field here in this first quarter. 2nd and 15 as the ball goes back to the 26-yard line. Yoon back in the shotgun. Quick pass. Sprint to the right boundary. Chased down by Scott Tumulty. Back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two more. Another catch from McCall Ray. He only had 2 catches last week. See it again. They are liking these quick passes. Nice job by the safety, Scott Tumulty, to come in and clean it up. They gave him 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 as they let the final seconds tick off here in the first quarter. Scott Tumulty and company battling here in the shadows of their goalposts. We'll take a break as well. No score here in the St. Francis Bowl. 15 minutes on the clock, quarter number 2 coming up.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's our one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
We'll switch sides of the field here as we get our second quarter off and running. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10 situation for the Cougars of St. Francis. They've done all their damage through the air. Garrett Yoon is 7 for 9 in that first quarter for 46 yards. He's been sacked 1 time. On the ground, they actually have -1 yards to the Cougars. Chance of D up coming from the brown and gold sideline. Hassan Lambert to the left of Yoon. 3 wide receivers for the Cougars on 3rd and 10. Yoon looking, going end zone, and that is well outside of the back end, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Cougars. I imagine they're going to put out their field goal unit. We'll see how much they trust Aiden Hostler, the senior kicker. Was 4 for 4 in extra points last week. As you see the replay again, they were looking for a first touchdown of the game there, but too much air underneath that one. The offense is not moving there for the Cougars here on 4th and 10. And they're going to go. They must like their defense more than the special teams and kicking game. Yoon the snap, and he's going to look left this time. Nothing there. Comes back right, and penalty flags come out. The ball goes into the end zone, overthrown, incomplete. They're going to decline that penalty. The Saints are going to take over. I'll tell you what, the physicality up front by both of these teams has been a lot of fun to watch. They are beating each other up. You saw Mike Johnson get held there. Like I said, they will decline it and take the ball. Turnover on downs for the Saints defense. Great coverage again by the Saints backfield. Let's see if the St. Francis offense can start moving the ball. Only 1 first down in the first quarter for the Saints. Only 8 rushing yards and 11 passing yards. Not much room for the brown and gold offense. Let's see if they can find something here as we get the first offensive possession of the second quarter. Back at their own 21-yard line. Dezion Jordan was not in the game last week with an injury. He is back this week. He's at the top of your screen, wide right. Cougars really getting a lot of pressure with just the front 4. Some time here for Sam. He's going to check it down to the right. Nice throw. Joey Tumulty dancing a bit. Fighting for about 5 or 6 yards. That's a nice job by the young Joey Tumulty, the true freshman out of Willowbrook High School. Scored his first touchdown of the game last week, or of his career, I should say, last week. Watch him. He, for all intents and purposes, really shouldn't have had more than 1 or 2 yards there, but you saw him kind of go back almost to the line of scrimmage, made 2 Cougars miss. 3 Cougars miss before he went out of bounds. 2nd down and 6. Sam's going to try to do it with his legs here. Needs a block. Gets through to the 2nd level. To the 3rd level. Sam Tumulty to midfield. First down, Saints. Another tough run by Sam Tumulty. Taking a bit of punishment there at the end. Great blocking on the outside by those receivers. Take a look again. Nice job by Ryan Little to free him up. Dezion Jordan downfield. All the way to the 49 for Sam. Hard-fought yards, biggest play of the game for the brown and gold. And usually if there's a big play to be had, it's thanks to that guy, number 2. Play this offense needed. Sam again. Looking for a little daylight. Picks up 4, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, they give him the 4 yards. So 3rd down and 6, or 2nd down and 6. One more time. Fake to Haley. Just those excellent defensive linemen for the Cougars. Second down and 6. Haley to the left of Tumulty. 2 wideouts right. Ryan Little here wide left. Looking that way. Nothing doing. Nothing on the right either. Goes Sam. Oh, he's got it wide open. But downfield to Jordan. It is caught. Makes 1 miss. Makes another to the end zone. Just missed the goal line. 1st and goal. What do I know? I told him to run. He saw something else. He saw Dezion Jordan one-on-one. Gave him a chance, and Jordan made a play. 1st and goal, Saints. They want to hurry. Huge play to Dezion Jordan here in the second quarter. Sam takes the snap. He gives, but Haley is hit in the offensive backfield and goes backward 3 yards. A great play up front by the big man, number 91, James Matthews. 5'11", 255, not a chance. That can't be him. Second down and 5 instead of 1st and 1. That one hurts a little bit. Well, they put it at the 4, so second down and goal at the 4-yard line here. How about this look? Ryan Little in the offensive backfield with Keenan Haley to the right. 2 wide outs right. Sam in the gun, looking for the first points of the game. They put Little in motion to the right. They're going to roll that way. Nothing doing. And a flag comes out. They're going to get Haley for a hold. Incomplete in the back of the end zone. Oh, penalties are kind of killing both teams here. Get the call from our official. Referee is Tim Duffy. Oh, it's not even a hold. That was a illegal block by Haley. It looked like he fell and got tripped up and actually fell into the legs of the defender. And they got him for a block below the knees, and that's a 15-yard penalty. So now it's second and goal at the 19. Making this a lot harder. Four wide receivers now. Look for Joey Tumulty on a post. Looking left. Looking right. Nothing there. Nothing. Sam on his feet. Dives forward to the 11. Picks up about 7 yards. Brings up third down and goal. Mark it at the 13-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the first half. No score. This is the best chance either team has had so far. They had it 1st and 1. They tried to hurry to the line, but nice defensive pressure by the line for the Cougars. Moved them back a few yards, then a penalty. And here we are at 3rd and goal from the 13. Play action again. Sam looking. More pressure. Trying to direct traffic. He's just going to throw this one away. That's a smart play by Sam. And this will be the first time, I would imagine, we will see Brian Madej on for a field goal attempt. And here comes the man they call Mayday, number 17. Was 4 for 4 last week. Last year, 5 for 7 on field goal attempts. His longest was 42. Both of his misses were 43. So at this distance, you're looking at a 31-yard field goal attempt from Brian Madej, left hash, and a timeout, I believe. Well, they stopped the clock anyway. Oh, looks like they're moving the ball up a yard. So a 31-yard attempt turns into a 30-yard attempt, and here we go. Left hash, the wind pretty much in his face. Just a light breeze, though. Good snap. Hold is down. It's a sidewinding kick, and it is good. First points of the game come off the right leg of Brian Madej. It's 3-0 Saints after a heck of a drive. The big play being a Dezion Jordan catch to get him to the goal line. You like to come away with points. When you got it 1st and goal at the 1, though, you would have loved 6, but you'll take the 3. With the way that this game has been going, you know you're not going to shut out the Cougars. They're going to come down and score. The talent is too good. You see Coach Matt McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, talking with Sam Tumulty there. Would love to know what are the odds you think we can mic up Sam Tumulty for a game? Not a chance. 0 chance. 10:27 to go here. Brian Madej waiting for a football to kick. That play was 8 plays, 66 yards, took 4:22 off the clock. 30-yard field goal from Brian Madej, his first field goal of the game, or of the season. There we go. Now he's got a ball. Dezion Jordan play to set up that first and goal was 45 yards. And I thought Sam should have ran it there. It looked like he had some room, but he saw Dezion downfield and just threw a strike. Here we go. Points after. It's going to be kicked to one of the up backs, trying to make him make a play. He does at the 30. Return goes up to the 37. More John back and forth. Not giving the return men for the Cougars any opportunity. Nice hands. Look like 37, but I don't have a 37 on my roster, which, oh no, 33. Eli Patchett. One of their primary offensive players there got a chance, so you trust him with the ball in his hands for sure. Garrett Yoon back on for the Cougars. Low snap, but he did get the handoff. Gain of about 2 on the carry. This one goes to David Smith. Smith picks up 3. Garrett Yoon, the starter, coming in. He also had some competition from Garrett Gremmel, the transfer from Indiana University. In their first week against St. Xavier, the whole first half, they alternated possessions between the two quarterbacks. But in the third quarter, Gremmel threw an interception, tried to make a tackle, and got injured. So he is not playing here today. So it's all Garrett Yoon today. Fakes right, checks it left on the screen. Nice tackling again. Scott Tummel. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Cam Peterson, I believe, with the catch. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Cougars now. Here come the pass rushers for the Saints. Pat Stroja. You see the end of the play. TJ Neal will come out, number 28, great linebacker, all-conference player a year ago. Pat Stroja will check in as a pass rusher. 3rd down and 5. Under 9 minutes to go, 3-0 Saints. Yoon, pressure coming, evading, checks it down, and it is caught, but he should be about a yard shy. Saints say no catch, and here comes the official to also say no catch. Great job by Stroja. The get off on that play was amazing. Watch 99. Cam Holman there at the end as well. Pass incomplete. 3 and out for the Saints defense. See if they give Scott an opportunity here. This will be the 3rd punt of the game for the Cougars. Tough physical game here so far, as you see Scott Tumulty, the eldest of the Tumulties. It'll be angled left. Scott's going to get a chance here. Back to his 14, but it is well covered. Look at all the Cougars. Oh, but he gets free. Right sideline. Look at Scotty go to the 45. Still on his feet. A flag comes in. He gets to midfield. He is a magician. There were 6 Cougars on punt coverage, but he made it happen on the right sideline. It's probably going to come back on the hold, you would imagine, just judging by the spot of the flag. But how did he do it? Look at the Cougars. Fakes that way and says, see you later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cougars. Leaves in the dust. An unbelievable return by Scott Tumulty. He had no business with that. There will be a block in the back against the Saints, but that doesn't take away from the individual effort from Scott Tumulty on that play. These Tumulty brothers, I'll tell you what, there's something else. So instead of midfield, the penalty will move it back to the 34. Penalties are hurting both teams today. Two wideouts on each side. Joey goes in motion. Joey Tumulty, the jet sweep. And he is popped right at the line of scrimmage. Heck of a tackle. I believe that was Spencer Petit, the senior defensive lineman, number 90. Just cannot break free offensively, either team. Here's Joey trying to get a block here, but it's great tackling. Tackle actually made, if I correct myself here, Jake, no, it couldn't have been him. 40, Jake Burton. Some issues with numbers and rosters here. Here's Sam on second down after the loss of 1. Blitz coming into the pocket. Jump pass to the right. Has Jordan open, but he goes out of bounds after picking up 7 up to the 39. Makes it a 3rd and manageable here for the Saints. See it one more time. Nice job by Sam not to get sacked on the play. Well, jump pass to the outside. That's an incredible pass, too. Nice job by Dezion. Probably to the 38. So 3rd down and 6 to go. Trips receivers left. Another blitz up the middle, but Sam's going to go left. Trying to race to the edge, and he's drawn down at the 40. Only a gain of 2 there. Oh, no. Oh, no. A Saint is down and in some pain. And that's one of the biggest weapons the Saints offense has. Ryan Little is on the ground. Not good. Let's see if we can pick up what happened here to Ryan. Nice job by Sam. Ryan Little not afraid to. Oh, he got rolled up. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, Ryan. I'm pretty sure you all saw what I saw there. We won't show that again. Oh, my gosh. Ryan Little, a devastating injury. And the ambulance is going to have to roll up here onto the turf at Joliet Memorial. Oh, gosh. Got rolled up from behind. Make a little room for the ambulance. A devastating leg injury here for Ryan Little. First year here with the Saints. A transfer from Whitewater, local kid from Lockport. And I knew it was serious as soon as I heard somebody yelling for water. It was Ryan. Prayers for that young man right now. Entire stadium here on a knee. Saints are going to call and huddle up. You see the Cougars on a knee. And it's one of those things that is just bigger than the game here as you see the Saints huddle up in prayer. It's one of those things that the game was physical, chippy at times, emotions running high, but you see something like that happen, that's going to even everything out, and you kind of become a human more than you become a football player at this point, just thinking about the well-being of someone who's doing the same thing you are. We'll see how it affects the game, but really last thing on anyone's mind right now. Paramedics, we're always here every game in case something like this happens. We'll bring out the stretcher and help him off. And he's, from all accounts, I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, but great kid, tremendous athlete, and honestly made this Saints offense so dangerous because he was a target downfield. He was a guy who does not drop the ball and really was one of the focal points of the offense. But so you hate to see him go for a lot of reasons, but most of all, you just hope he's okay. More than one person with tears in their eyes today, right now. A pretty routine play, too. It was a run to the outside. He was out blocking, just got rolled up from behind, and that's all it's going to take. There's about 7 minutes to go here in the first half. That's where we are right now. If you're listening on WCSF here in Joliet, not watching the live broadcast, but catastrophic. When it comes to leg injuries, catastrophic. Three to nothing Saints as it sits at the moment. But the only thing on anyone's mind, the well-being of Ryan Little here. Ryan up on the stretcher here. Oh. Well, not going to show the replay. If you're wondering what happened, it's not something we're going to show again. Just know that as leg injuries go, it's as bad as it gets. And now you rally around it. If you're the brown and gold, you rally around your brother. You go out there and try to play as hard as you can, knowing that he can't. Situation is 4th and 4 for the Saints. Brian Viday on to kick it off. And, man, like, I can't help it. Like, if I were a player and you just watch that, God, don't you just think like, man, that could happen to me, and you play with a little bit of that fear now, and maybe you start to get a bit timid. You got to find a way to push that out of your brain. Nearly blocked was Madej's punt, but he got it off. Takes a nice high hop, and an extra 5 yards there on the secondary. And we'll be down by the Saints to the 24. Yeah, a lot of the energy not there yet, but another flag. Wow, a personal foul running into the kicker. That's going to be a first down for St. Francis of Joliet. Another penalty hurting the Cougars here. Wow. Yeah, no doubt about it. Wow. My eyes were on the ball, but officials saw the penalty. See them run into Brian Madej here. Yeah, right there at the end, right? Oh, wow. Can't see much, to be honest. Not much there, but the Saints will take it, no doubt about it. First and down for the Saints, new life for them. Here we go. Sam Tumulty through the air down the middle. That's overshot, and if Joey Tumulty did not get his hands on that, that probably would have been the second interception of the game. Sam a bit tall on the pass. Had Joey. Joey had leverage on the outside underneath his defender, but just a bit overthrown. Take a look again. Sam had plenty of time there on the four-man rush. Look at Joey. He was wide open there in front of the defender, but just a bit too much on the ball. Sam, I bet, wants that one back. Second down and 10, 45-yard line of the Cougars. Inside run for Tumulty. Tripped up. He falls forward to the 42. Well, they only say the 43, so only a 2-yard carry for Sam. Fake went to Zillinger. Or Gavin Day, I apologize. Number 43, Gavin Day. Third down again. 3rd and 8 here for the Saints. Blitz shown by the Cougars. Let's see how many they bring. Sam announcing some instructions. Probably a little extra protection, I'd imagine here. Here comes the blitz again. Picked up well by the Saints. Right down the middle of the field. They do find Joey Tumulty there. Look at Joey go, but the ball comes out, and it's a fumble picked up by the Cougars. The return is on. Nice tackle, but it was expertly ripped out as Joey Tumulty fought for the extra yards. And it'll be the second turnover for the Saints. Let's see what we can see here on the replay. Picture perfect throw. Joey with a nice catch, but exactly what you're taught to. He's not going anywhere, so go for the ball. And you see Bailey Parker, the safety, rip it out, and he's the one to pick it up. A great play offensively, but the second fumble of young Joey Tumulty's career. He did fumble it last game. Ended up actually with a first down because St. Francis jumped on it. Not this time. Yoon, the draw play, inside run all the way to the 25. That's a pickup of 7. Makes it 3rd down and 3. Hassan Lambert, the ball carrier on the play. 5:17 to go here in the first half. Still 3-0 Saints. Lambert again looking for some daylight. Nothing there that time. Maybe 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd down again for the Cougars. The safety coming in, making the stop. The Cougars are 0 for 5 on 3rd down here, but this is the easiest 3rd down they've had. 3rd down and 1. Third and 1 Cougars. Quarterback. Is it a quarterback keeper? I think. No, a Wildcat perhaps. Oh, just a handoff inside. And a nice pickup for a first down. Their first 3rd down conversion. That was Brett Washington, the running back, with the carry. A grad student out of Thorntown, Indiana. He gets another chance here. Shoulder down, picks up 2. St. Francis of Joliet wanting a unsportsmanlike penalty. There's a lot of, they're certainly playing to the whistle and maybe a few seconds more. Both teams, not just the Cougars, but both teams playing hard here today. Can't say they haven't thrown the flags at all. There's been quite a few flags today. Yoon throwing. Screen pass left. Nice play. He gets to about the 40. Great defense as well. Only a yard there. Another third down for the Cougars. Did we just see? Who was that ninja that just popped himself up? Was that Jalen Cooper? You'll watch at the end of the play. It's played by McKetchin. Watch 5 Cooper there on the ground get up. Jalen Cooper's a ninja. We didn't even know it. It's 3rd down and 5 here for the Cougars. Yoon to throw. It is caught. That's going to be a first down, I believe. O'Shante Vickers, his first catch. They haven't moved the sticks yet, but it looks like a first down from here. Yeah, it is. Saints fans don't like it, but it looked pretty clear here when he caught it. He was at the 46 before he was tackled backwards, so good call. First down. First down for the Cougars again. Their second 3rd down conversion of the drive. The best they've looked so far here in this half. Yoon, plenty of time down the middle of the field. It is nearly intercepted. Jalen Cooper was right there, but it goes incomplete, looking long that time to number 89, who's not on my roster. But nice play by Jalen Cooper. See Yoon again right down the seam. Into double coverage again, though. 2nd down and 10. Pressure, Yoon throws while he's hit. He did well just to get rid of it in time. Keemon Reese again putting the pressure on him. Third and 10. Sirens blaring here at Memorial Stadium. Hopefully that person's okay. Keemon Reese, what an addition to the linebacker core, getting into the backfield. 3rd down and 10. With this Cougar passing attack is dangerous. 6 defensive backs on the field. Down the middle, it is incomplete and caught by Mabudis. Was it intercepted or no? They're going to say no. Oh, but Nick Mabudis thought he had it, but the officials say incomplete. Let's see if what we can see. It was a bit of an awkward landing when he caught the ball. He did bounce there at the end. Is it possible that ball hit the turf and popped up? Yeah, maybe. We don't have a good look, but Nick Mabudis was an outstanding player for this defense as a freshman a year ago with 4 interceptions. Almost had his first one of the season there. This Saints defense has dropped 2 interceptions, but they have all been on 3rd down leading to punts. So it's not like they've lost possession for it. Another look at it. It hit the ground, but it looked like he had control. That's a real tough call. That's a hard one. Saints will get the ball anyway. Scott Tumulty at his 15-yard line. Here goes Scotty to the outside, breaking more ankles. Up to the 40 and out of bounds at the 44. Scott Tumulty doing Scott Tumulty things. Another great defensive effort by the Saints, forcing another punt after a few 3rd down conversions by the Cougars. You'll see Scotty again here from the 15 all the way up to the 40, so a 30-yard return. Past the 40-yard line, actually. They give him the 45, so a 30-yard return for Scott Tumulty, the eldest, the senior. Sam, the middle kid, is the quarterback. He's got 4 wide receivers, 4-man rush by the Cougars. Pass up to the 50 and complete. That was Jason Hartsfield, first catch of the season. 1:12 to go in the half. Ball at midfield, timeout called by the Saints. USF sweeping the weekly Midwest League awards. Scott Tumulty won the Special Teams Player of the Week. Kwaku Apia won the Defensive Player of the Week, the cornerback for the Saints. And then Sam Tumulty won the Offensive Player of the Week in the conference. Also won the NAIA Offensive Player of the Week for the National Award as well. Sam had 4 touchdowns on the ground, 4 touchdowns through the air. The third time he's had 4 rushing touchdowns, but the first time, number 2, had 4 passing touchdowns in his young St. Francis career. This is just his 3rd season at the helm of the Saints. So essentially, 2 seasons to go with him, this season and next. Second down and 5, a $1:12 to go in the half. Saints nursing a 3-point lead. Haley to the left of Tumulty. A lot of time here. Nobody open downfield. Sam's going to have to run. Another flag comes in. It's a first down for Sam. You got a feeling it's coming back, though. Sam's going to race up to the 30 and out of bounds. Gosh, our flags just absolutely killing drives for both teams. Wow. Another hold. It's going to wipe off a 30-yard scamper by Sam Tumulty. It's pretty much a 40-yard flop. So it should be first down at the Cougar 30. Instead, it's second down and 15 at the St. 40. Sant gets the snap. He's going to throw it into the flat to Jordan. A great individual tackle right near midfield. The Saints want a flag. I don't know if that was penalty worthy, but it is a 10-yard pickup for the Saints. So third down and 5 coming up. We are under a minute to go here. Judge for yourself. I didn't really see anything too egregious on the tackle. Had him wrapped up in bounds. Just kind of held on to the jersey and whipped him down. I'm okay with that. Third down and 5 for the Saints in midfield. Pretty much wiping out the hold penalty there with the pass. You see Dezion Jordan. Pass. Here we go, third down. Check down again. Joey trying to make a play, just can't get free of the fantastic tackling by the Cougar D. Nicely done by Emmanuel Davis and Nate Telham again. So fourth down and 2. Do you go for it here with 30 seconds? I think they're going to let the time click down as far as they can. 20 on the play clock, so we'll take us down to 6 seconds on the game clock. Coach Curry, Matt McCarthy, standing right next to each other. Head coach, offensive coordinator right there. Been working together for well over a decade. They're going to call a timeout here, I believe, with about 6-7 seconds to go. Penalty. Delay. Oh, they're just going to take the delay of game, I guess. So they take the delay of game to get it down to 4 seconds and put Brian Madej out there to punt it. This will be just the second punt for Brian. First one, just a 16-yard net punt. I guess that will be the end of the half. They're not going to have to punt it away. Well, a hard fought first half. The score is 3-0 Saints, with the Brian Madej field goal being the difference, but our hearts and minds and prayers are with Ryan Little at the moment. So we hope that young man is okay, suffering that leg injury. We'll take a bit of a break. We'll carry the halftime show from WCSF when we come back, our second half here on the USF Sports Network.
Call 800-735-7500 to learn more.
First one, just a 16-yard net punt. I guess that will be the end of the half. They're not going to have to punt it away. Well, a hard fought first half. The score is 3-0 Saints, with the Brian Madej field goal being the difference, but our hearts and minds and prayers are with Ryan Little at the moment. So we hope that young man is okay, suffering that leg injury. We'll take a bit of a break. We'll carry the halftime show from WCSF when we come back, our second half here on the USF Sports Network.
WCSF Joliet, your home of the hits.
Here is your forecast for Will Country on 88.7 FM WCSF. For the most part, mostly sunny skies today, maybe a little hazy wildfire smoke on the horizon. Temperatures trending in the mid to upper 70s this afternoon. Also a little stronger wind out of the northeast, occasionally gusting up to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight, smooth sailing, 53 for an overnight low. Plenty of sunshine on Sunday tomorrow, 79 for a daytime high. A couple of clouds do return Sunday night, 59 for an overnight low. I'm meteorologist Jason Laird on 88.7 FM WCSF.
Welcome to the Sports Area Halftime Show with your host, Matthias Warner.
Yes, we are here from Tower Hall, 4th floor at WCSF Joliet, 88.7 FM, University of St. Francis halftime show. It was a barn-burning first half, 3-0. The score of the Saints with the lead at the break. Physical game. Clumsy game. We got a lot of penalties going on for both sides, actually. And as we analyze some of the keys of the first half that led us to where we are, the Saints defense getting to the quarterback, a lot of pressure late in the half for the Saints. They started out really substandard in that department. Cougars quarterback had all day to throw, and that showed on the first drive for USF of Indiana. Offense got to keep up the great running game, but aside from some of the runs by quarterback Sam Tumulty, nothing's really been clicking for the Saints. And then secondary, keeping the wide receivers of the Cougars in check. It started out pretty rough. The first drive that resulted in 0 points for the Cougars of University of St. Francis, Indiana, but it got better as the half progressed. And as we move to the break, we're going to send you off some prayers as we all are thinking of wide receiver Ryan Little, his scary injury, as Nick mentioned on the broadcast. We're all going to be thinking of him, and we hope he is going to be okay. We'll be back after these messages.
Online, read up on all things Fighting Saints and USF at usfencounter.stfrancis.edu. Stay tuned throughout the game for the Sports Saturday halftime and postgame shows hosted by Matthias Warner, right here on Saints Radio WCSF. Tune in next week to Sports Saturday as the Saints hit the road to take on Lawrence Tech at 11 a.m. Coverage begins at 10 right here on Saints Radio WCSF Joliet 88.7 FM and streaming at wcsf.streamon.fm. Welcome to the Sports Saturday halftime show with your host, Matthias Warner.
And we're going to take you through some of the action that was in the first half. We mentioned just a 3-0 game, should be more offense and more activity in the second half, but penalties have been killing both sides, and we're going to take you through the first half. First play, first drive for the Saints, they were driving, and everything was looking up, but then Sam Tumulty found some trouble.
Good snap to Sam. He's going to look deep now. Across the middle of the field, that one's intercepted. First pick of the season. A nice tackle by Dan Getch, but a fantastic interception by Nate Tallhelm, the senior out of Indianapolis.
And then key fourth down conversion by USF Indiana in the red zone.
See if they're trying to use those big bodies. They will run it. It's going to be close. Very close. Judging by where they're coming in from the sidelines, they might have it. It's going to depend on the spot, but judging by where the officiating crews came in from the sideline, they did. They got it. By about a half a length of the football did they get it. Patchett was the runner. He was bottled up at the line, but nice little spin there at the very end. Moves the chains for the Cougars.
USF of Indiana was unable to score on that possession. Saints get the ball back, and Sam gets the offense humming.
Sam's going to try to do it with his legs here. Needs a block. Gets through to the second level. To the third level. Sam Tumulty to midfield. First down, Saints. Another tough run by Sam Tumulty. Taking a bit of punishment there at the end.
That was right before Sam Tumulty completed the pass to DeJordan, the wide receiver, late to get the ball down inside the red zone. And although the Saints were unable to convert into the end zone, they were able to get some points on the board.
Left hash, the wind pretty much in his face. Just a light breeze, though. Good snap. Hold is down. It's a sidewinding kick, and it is good. First points of the game come off the right leg of Brian Madej. It's 3-0 Saints after a heck of a drive. The big play being a Dezion Jordan catch to get him to the goal line.
That was the only scoring of the first half. But the Saints defense was able to get some things together, and following another drive by the Cougars that stalled out, they punted to Scott Tumulty.
It'll be angled left. Scott's going to get a chance here. Back to his 14, but it is well covered. Look at all the Cougars. Oh, but he gets free. Right sideline. Look at Scotty go. To the 45. Still on his feet. A flag comes in. He gets to midfield. He is a magician. There were 6 Cougars on punt coverage, but he made it happen on the right sideline.
Turnovers were the key of the first half, as we've mentioned, and Joey Tumulty found himself on the wrong side of that late in the second quarter.
Sam announcing some instructions. Probably a little extra protection, I'd imagine, here. Here comes the blitz again. Picked up well by the Saints. Right down the middle of the field. They do find Joey Tumulty there. Look at Joey go, but the ball comes out, and it's a fumble picked up by the Cougars. The return is on. Nice tackle, but it was expertly ripped out as Joey Tumulty fought for the extra yards, and it'll be the second turnover for the Saints.
No points for the Cougars, but in the second half, the Saints under Coach Curry are going to have to get that under control. They've been able to move the ball, but it's been a struggle for them to put points on the board and keep drives sustained. We're going to have some more messages here, but when we come back, we're going to take a look around the USF sports scene and what's going on here at the university on WCSF Joliet 88.7.
Join me every Monday from 1 to 3 p.m. to hear the best newly released, curated music from old favorites to up-and-coming singer-songwriters only here on WCSF 88.7 FM.
Here's a brand new song on WCSF Discovery Station.
Broadcasting from the University of St. Francis, Joliet, Illinois. You're listening to WCSF 88.7 FM.
Would you like your community event announced on WCSF? If so, send the announcement to programmingwcsf at stfrancis.edu for consideration. That's programmingwcsf at stfrancis.edu for consideration. WCSF, serving the community and keeping in touch.
WCSF wants your pre-loved music and movies. Support WCSF by donating your pre-loved records, tapes, CDs, 8-tracks, videos, comic books, sheet music, stereo equipment, and even instruments. Items are tax deductible, and donations support the educational mission of WCSF at the University of St. Francis. Call 815-740-3697 to donate your pre-loved music and movies today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey, you're listening to singer-songwriter music here on WCSF 88.7 FM.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
The Illinois Rock and Roll Museum's Groove Vinyl Record Show takes place on September 16th from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Clarendon Hotel and Conference Center located at 411 South Larkin Avenue in Joliet. The show is sponsored by WCSF and Audiophiles.
Find us at WCSF Radio on Twitter.
We are back here with the Sports Saturday halftime show here at the break in the battle of the St. Francis Saints and the St. Francis Cougars. So we're going to take you around the USF sports scene, what's going on here for the Bernies. Women's volleyball fell to Mount Vernon, Nazarene, and Cornerstone last night. NAIA number 22 ranked Mount Vernon Nazarene University of Ohio got the best of the University of St. Francis women's volleyball team in the first matchup before hosting Cornerstone, University of Michigan, and they rallied for a 4-set victory against the Saints in first day play at the Aquinas College and Cornerstone Invite on Friday night. Mount Vernon Nazarene scored a 25-14, 25-15, 25-11 victory in the opener, while Cornerstone gained a 22-25, 25-23, 25-18, 26-24 nod in the nightcap. Women's soccer lost a heartbreaker to 4th-ranked Marion Wednesday night. Litzy Mendez and Ixchil Paloya each scored game-tying goals, but a late score from Marion University's Grace Crawford denied the upset-minded Saints of at least a tie as the NAIA number 4th-ranked Knights escaped with a 3-2 victory on Busey Bank Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. Rubio Guerra's big day propelled men's soccer to a 4-1 victory. A 4-goal splurge and a 19-minute first-half scoring spree carried the Saints to a victory over Concordia University Chicago on Wednesday afternoon. Rubio Guerra was involved in each of the first 3 goals, starting the onslaught with his first goal at the 17:55 mark off a feed from Jesus Flores. Just over 2 minutes later, Rubio Guerra connected with Jose Perez for his first goal as a Fighting Saint. Concordia avoided the shutout with its only score coming with just over 3 minutes remaining in the contest. Eric Murillo registered the win and goal for USF, stopping a pair of shots. Victory was the second in a row for the Saints, who evened out their record at 2-2. Now news around the university. University of St. Francis introduces new directors in performing arts. With the start of the fall 2023 semester underway, the University of St. Francis welcomes 3 new leaders for its performing arts areas of choral, band, and orchestral activities. College of Arts and Sciences' mission includes educating the whole person and integrating the liberal arts with cutting-edge career skills. I'm really excited. We have 3 new music ensemble directors whose experience and expertise supports the college mission and contributes to the cultivation of Joliet's artistic community, with that promise to be a showcase of tremendous musical talents, said Elizabeth McDermott, the Dean of the USF College of Arts and Sciences. Youngam Lee is the new Director of Choral Activities at USF. Lee, who is also the Artistic Director of the Chicago Christian Choral in Chicago, and the Music Director of Northfield Presbyterian Church in Wheeling, will direct the Claritas Master Chorale, which is a university community choir that rehearses in the USF Choir Room and performs at university-sponsored events, including the annual Christmas at the Mother House concert. John Donovan is the new director of the USF Pep Band and is looking forward to bringing musical energy to USF athletic contests and special events. Sean Paul Mills is the new director of orchestral activities at USF and will also serve as the artistic director and conductor of the Joliet Symphony Orchestra. Dr. Carl Muth, announced as executive in residence for Small Business Accelerator, the University of St. Francis College of Business and Health Administration, is pleased to announce that Dr. Muth has joined the USF Small Business Accelerator program as the executive in residence. Announced earlier this year, the USF Small Business Accelerator will provide equity-free accelerator funds and mentorship to businesses and entrepreneurs in underserved categories. In this role, Muth will lead the SBA Advisory Committee and will serve as senior mentor and advisor for new accelerator ventures. That's what's going on around the university. And before we get you out to the second half, we're going to preview what's coming up in the post game. We're going to have announcements about the USF radio station here at WCSF Joliet. And in the second half, what we're going to be looking for, both teams really in trouble with penalties and turnovers, as it's been a sloppy game thus far, 3-0 the score. And what we're going to need to see Sam really put the team on his back if the running game can't get going. Dezion Jordan has been a key figure on the offensive perimeter. And on the defensive side, continuing to build the momentum they have, getting to the quarterback, really speeding up his internal clock. And the secondary needs to keep it going. We saw Nick Mabudis with almost an interception late in the first half. If the secondary can keep that going, the Saints will be looking good and to get a victory. Right now, as of now, they lead 3-0. And we're going to get you back out to Busey Bank Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium after some of these messages.
Listen to electronic music any day from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. here on WCSF 88.7 FM.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high in order to move toward a world free of blood cancers.
For 81 total yards. It would really help if I turned my mic on. I apologize for that. We just go over that again, as I was mentioning to myself in my booth all alone. The Saints really winning the offensive battle, even though it's only 3-0. When you look at the score sheet, 43 rushing yards for the Saints compared to 23 for the Cougars. 109 passing yards for the Saints compared to 58 for the Cougars. 152 total for the Saints, just 81 total yards for the Cougars on 5 more plays than the Saints. Individually, Sam Tumulty is very efficient through the air, 10 for 13, 109 yards. No touchdowns, though. Nearly a touchdown. Had a big play to Dezion Jordan, who was tackled just before the goal line. Unfortunately for the Saints, they couldn't punch it in. That's the drive that ended in the field goal. For the Saints on the ground, Sam Tumulty, 7 carries for 47 yards, although half of those came on one play, a 25-yard carry in the first quarter. Behind him, Keenan Haley having a rough day so far. 3 carries for -3 yards. Joey Tumulty did get 1 carry. His also went backward 1 yard. On the other side for the Cougars, Garrett Yoon, 10 for 18 through the air for just 55 yards. No scores, no picks, although nearly intercepted twice. There were 2 passes from Garrett Yoon that bounced in and out of the hands of Saints defenders, so he's lucky to have no interceptions. Although both of those near picks came on 3rd down situations, so the Saints did get the ball back after those missed opportunities. It's kind of hard to give you exact numbers for the Cougars because of some roster miscommunication between the 2 schools' athletics departments, so we can only give you what we can give you there. But it comes down to individual effort at this point. That was really the focus of the week of practice after talking to Coach Curry before the game. After last game, a 63-7 win where nothing you could do was wrong. Every single thing they did was right against the Warriors. They executed fantastically, although a little bit lesser in a class of opponent. You know, what do you take away from a win like that? And what he said was he wants each individual player to be watching the film and say, what could you have done better? We executed well as a team, but what could you have done better? And that's really what the focus was this past week. Physical defensive matchup so far, 3-0. The Saints offense will get the ball. Joey Tumulty and Scott Tumulty back to return the opening half kickoff. It is in the air, and Scott will have a chance from the 5-yard line. They're playing with fire here. He's going to go to the right side. Tried to slip by, but well covered that time by the Cougars up to the 29-yard line. Nice play by Brennan Stowe on special teams for the Cougars. So here we go. Can the Saints get some kind of offense going as we watch on the live broadcast here the Scott Tumulty return? I think you really got to focus on keeping the penalties down, and I think that goes for both the blue and white and the brown and gold. Sam Tumulty efficient through the air, but mostly on the short routes. Let's see if they can get something open downfield. Here we go. First down, first offensive possession of the half. Quarterback keeper the entire way. Sam looking for some room, but the ball came out again, and they give it right back to the Cougars. Another fumble, and it goes to Fort Wayne, and they're going to have some fantastic field position. So as beautifully as the first game started, it's a disastrous start here in this second half. Let's see if it was, yeah, absolutely forced fumble. That was a heck of a play. And 52 not on my game day roster, but he'll get the turnover chain. Let's give the man his due here. Javin Lowe, the redshirt freshman defensive lineman, getting his hand in there and yanking it out. Second turnover of the game for the Saints. Yoon's going to go to the end zone. He's got a man open if it's a nice pass, but well defended. Matt Perry batting it away at the very last second. Brings up second down. That's a heck of a play by number 11 right there. Watch this. That was a nice ball right to the pylon, but knocked away at the very end by Matt Perry. Second down and 10 for the Cougars, just inside the 30-yard line. With some confusion on the defensive line for the Saints. Lead left. Nice tackle right at the point of attack for the Saints. I believe TJ Neal, the first to make contact. For 28. Gain of, well, 1.5. Third down and a long 8 here for the Cougars. See if Stroja and company can get in the backfield. Plenty of time. No, time runs out, but a flag comes out. Another penalty coming from behind the Saints defense. You got to be kidding. It'll be third down and long, depending on the penalty. Mike Johnson laying on top of Garrett Yoon there. It was a loss of 2 as it stands. Let's see the official call here from referee Duffy. Another penalty on the Cougars, another personal foul variety, but they're going to decline it because the result of the play is a loss of 3 and a fourth down for the Cougars, but they're going to keep the offense on the field. They must not have a ton of faith in the kicking game. Oh, that remains, I believe it should be fourth down there. Now they flip over the down marker. Under center is Yoon. He'll drop back 3 steps. He's going to go long to the end zone. It is. Diving attempt is incomplete on the defense for the Saints. Another fourth down turnover on downs for the Saints D. It's a nice ball, though, intended for Vickers. Just another great play by one of the cornerbacks for USF. So the Saints, or the Cougars rather, get the turnover, but can't do anything with it. The Cougars actually had 5 takeaways in their last game against St. Xavier, but ended up losing that game too. Sam on the quarterback keeper. Blocking up front. He'll get up to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 7. Should be noted, the starting center for St. Francis was not able to go today. Sal Campana out with an injury, employing the young Peyton Norton to start at center today. Scott Tumulty in the backfield again. We saw this on the first drive of the first game. He's on the right hip of his younger brother. He's going to fake it to Scott. Sam's going to keep it. Nice spin move. Breaks free up to the 49 and a first down for USF. And that's how the yards have been coming for the Saints. Very small chunks. And that's just a testament to the tackling by the Cougars, although they did miss a few on that one, and many people are when you try to take down Sam Tumulty. Finished at the end of the play by Nate Talham again. First down at the 49-yard line. Scott Tumulty in the backfield again. He's going to be the blocker for his younger brother. Sam kind of ran into the back of one of his offensive linemen. That was actually the one we were talking about, the freshman Peyton Norton, number 57. Playing left guard, it looks like, as he came over. Kind of got in the way a little bit there, Sam. Oh, is he nursing a right arm injury? Is that what it looks like? I thought I saw him grab that right arm. If that's the case, that's not going to be good. We'll see how he looks on this play here. He's staying in there. Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9. Give to Scott. Again, some great tackling. Minimizing the gain. It was only a gain of 6. And man, watch again, Scott Tumulty. Great block by Haley, but just another fantastic tackle by a Cougar defender. 3rd down and 3 for the Saints. First time we're going to see Jake Friddle, the sophomore tight end, got a couple of catches last week. He'll come in for Keenan Haley. Bit of a bigger package on the field here for the Saints on 3rd down and 3. DB's well off. Sam's going to keep it. Makes one miss. He's going to have to really try. Leaps up, but he's going to be right back to the original line of scrimmage. Very dangerous play. He does avoid the loss, but it does bring up 4th and 2. Offense is going to stay out there. Watch it again. Gosh, does that make your heart skip a beat if you're a Saints fan, though? Oh, my Lord. Hurdles the defender, but he got just enough of him to trip him up. 4th down and 3. First 4th down opportunity. Sam's going to keep it. No room right. He's going to go left. He's going to have to make it happen himself, and down he goes behind the line of scrimmage. Another turnover on downs. The first turnover on downs for the Saints, the 3rd or 4th we've seen today. I really would love to have seen a punt there. Brian Madej is pretty adept when he gets a hold of one and putting one in the corner. Easy for me to say after the fact. But wouldn't you know it, another great solo tackle. That was Braden Payne, the junior from Fort Wayne. Keep our eye on number 2. I think he just probably got some of the black rubber pellets from the field in his eye. Yoon passing, and Pat Strosia nearly jumped the pass. Saw it coming, and that goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars at their own 48. It's Coach Curry and company. I'm not sure if he likes what he sees or doesn't, to be honest. You never really can tell. He's very even-keeled, that Coach Curry. See if the defense can hold one more time. It's 2nd down and 10. Handoff. Good run up to the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 5. Good run by Hassan Lambert. 3rd down and 4. It's manageable here. They gave him 6 on the carry. Mike Johnson from behind to make the tackle. Under 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Third and 4 for the Cougars. 2 for 9 on 3rd down, and a delay of game penalty. Oh my goodness, another penalty on the Cougars. This on 3rd down, this is so surprising. Third and 4 turns into 3rd and 9. But again, with the way they can throw the ball, they haven't gotten many completed passes this game, but they are certainly capable. 3rd down and 9 for the Cougars here near midfield. Under 4.5, or I should say 9.5 to play. Yoon fires to the marker, and it's a 1st down. They needed 9. They got 11. And a 1st down to the St. 40-yard line. Nice pitch and catch from Garrett Yoon. Again, the most reliable receiver has been out of the backfield. Eli Patchett, the tight end. Draw play, they got him. They got the Saints on that one. That's a nice play. Cam Peterson picks up about 6-7 yards on the draw. 2nd and 3, or your short 4 coming up. They got the defensive line upfield before they handed it off, and some nice blocking up front. Nice Cam Peterson, a 6-foot senior out of Indy. Second down and 3. The ball at the 33-yard line. Another draw play. Not this time. TJ Neal puts him down after a minimal gain. Third down coming up for the Cougars. It's hit by TJ and his hands on the ball as well. Couldn't quite rip it out, but it's going to be 3rd and 2. Lambert, the running back, to the right of Yoon. 4 wide receivers. Ooh, lost some movement here. They're going to get the Cougars again. No way. Wow. Again, a 3rd and short turning into a 3rd and 8 or 9 on consecutive drives. Okay, not so bad. So 3rd and 1 goes to 3rd and 6, but another 3rd down penalty on this drive. Yoon to throw, pressure coming. He escapes left, and he's got some room. Look at Yoon. He goes all the way to the 25. It's enough for a first down on the quarterback scramble. Garrett Yoon under pressure on the play, but he does it with his legs. He rushed 9 times for 0 yards. He does not want to run, but obviously very capable when he has to. Chased down by Hansen and the Saints. Moves the chains again. For the 2nd time in a row, there was a penalty on 3rd down, but they picked it up anyway. 6:46 to go. Best drive of the game for the Cougars. Patchett on the carry. Hit at the line, maybe 1 or 2 there. 1, 2 yards, so 2nd down and 8. Logan Johnson, number 41, with the stop. The 8th play of the drive coming up. Under center is Yoon again. To the fullback. Good tackle right there at the point of attack again. Getting up off the pile. Number 6, Nick Franciscovich. I'm going to get it right, promise. I'll get there. Bit of a misdirection play. Franciscovich there. Babutis there to help him out just in case. Nice hard run by Brett Washington. Another 3rd down. 3rd down and 5 for the Cougars. Can the Saints defense hold here with under 5.5 to go? 9th play of the drive. They flip it to Patchett in the flat. Makes the miss. He picks up a first down, but guess what? Another penalty flag from behind the offense. You got to be kidding me. This would be the 3rd down in a row that the Cougars would have a penalty. And it is a holding penalty against the Cougars. Wipes out the first down run. My goodness, they can't get out of their own way. Another great run by Patchett, but another hurt penalty there, and it brings up 3rd down and 14 coming up. A great run by Patchett. They had him there, but nice individual effort by 33. But another Cougar penalty. Unreal. Officially 3rd down and 15 after the hold. Three wide receivers. Yoon to the right. Check down, and it's going to be incomplete 4th down. Cougars wanted a pass interference, did not get it. Kwaku Apia defending the pass. Now, do they go for it again on 4th down? Watch it again here at the top of your screen. No way. Reaching out. Nice play by Appia. 4th down. They're going to go for it again. I'd like Brian Madej from here, but the Cougars are going to go for it again. They are 1 for 3 on 4th down. And a timeout will stop our clock at 4:53. The Saints are going to be the ones, I believe. Well, he just said timeout St. Francis, so I'm not exactly sure. He didn't indicate, did he? I don't think he indicated which St. Francis. So it looks like it'll be the Cougars. Yeah, the St. Francis Cougars are the ones who called the timeout. We'll take a quick break as well, I believe, with 4:53 to go. It's 3-0 Saints.
It's a small school, but it's mighty in that it changes your life when you go here.
The experiences that I gained and the life lessons that I learned while I was here are something that I continue to carry with me. I'm proud to hold 4 degrees from the university. I wouldn't have gone back time and time again if I didn't think that this was a quality education.
No matter where you are in life, with the right people, the right school, and the right support, you can do anything.
Your career is limitless after you go to the University of St. Francis.
Here we go, 4th down and 15. Another 4th down here for the Cougars. Penalties getting in their way. See if they can move the chains again. Pressure coming. Yoon to the end zone. It is knocked down. What an incredibly intelligent play by Nick Mabudis. He had an easy interception. He could have got the individual stat. He could have dunked the ball here on the sideline if he wanted it. But the ball would have only came out to the 20 if he did that. He knocks it down on 4th down. The ball is out to the 29. Smart play by the sophomore DB, Saints football. Incredibly intelligent play by the sophomore, Nick Mabudis. You should let him dunk it anyway. That, by the way, it was the 3rd near interception for that Saints defense. Fantastic hold and stop on 4th down. Here we go again. Let's see if the Saints can do something on offense. Nobody has found the end zone yet. Sam checks it down to Haley, and another fantastic individual tackle. Trayshawn Jones, the stop. One of the very few Cougars players not from Indiana. He's a Flint, Michigan product. There's Keenan Haley. Gain of 2 on the play. Scott goes in motion. He was a decoy. Sam's going to keep it. Oh, and another shoestring tackle. Stops him a yard shy. It's a pickup of 7, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Saints. Cannot say enough about the tackling from this Cougars defense. Yards have been very hard to come by for both teams. 3rd and 1. Let's see if the Saints can pick it up. Some confusion offensively here for the Saints. Pressure coming. Sam looking, throwing, finds Joey, reaches for the 44 and a 1st down for Joey Tumulty to move the chains. Tumulty now with 5 catches and 43 yards. Leading the team in receptions. 1st down. Sam Keeper gets across midfield and Up to the 49, another hard tackle or another hard run. Goes 7 yards. Second down and a long 2 for the Saints. We ordered the flyover for the pregame. They're a little bit late, but we'll take it. Of course, the Joliet Municipal Airport just down the street, so we get the pleasure of checking out some pretty cool airplanes every once in a while. Second down here for the Saints. Pressure, has to hurry, throws it away just in the nick of time. The Cougars begging for an intentional grounding, but Joey Tumulty was in the vicinity, I would imagine. Brings up third down. You saw Joey kind of making his way toward the vicinity, perhaps. Third down and 2 now for the Saints. Under 1 minute, under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Still, nobody finding the end zone. Chance of let's go offense from the Saints crowd. Sam the keeper again. Up the hash mark, shoulder down. He's not going to get there. He'll be only able to gain about a yard, if that. Fourth down again. Faked it to Scott, and they just got their eyes on number 2. Everyone is so aware of Tumulty, and man, is he taking some punishment today. Fourth down, is the offense going to go? I imagine Coach McCarthy and Coach Curry are still thinking about it here, but they're going to let some time come off, it looks like. Coach Curry with his eyes on the scoreboard. I don't imagine he'll delay a game this time. There's the timeout. Timeout called by the Saints. $1:32 to go here in quarter number 3. We'll take a break as well. 3-0. Scoring at a minimum here at Memorial Stadium. We'll be back in just a second.
The University of St. Francis in Joliet is a welcoming community of learners, ready to make you feel right at home. With a diverse student body that is a reflection of the community we serve, our students say over and over that USF truly feels like family. To get the excellent education and promising future you deserve, visit stfrancis.edu. Our home is your home. Make yourself comfortable at USF.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Nick Jacobs with you here as we get to the end of our third quarter. 92 seconds to go. Story of this game for me, the defense and the penalties. 5 penalties on the Saints for 50 yards. 7 penalties on the Cougars for 57 yards, but the timing of those penalties for the brown and white, or the blue and white, have really been drive killers. And here the Saints are on fourth down again. Saints are 0-1 on fourth down, and they're going to keep it that way because Brian Madej is on to punt it. Good snap back to Brian. Nice kick. Much better than the first. End over end, high kick. Fair catch called for inside the 15-yard line. Just how you draw it up. Nicely done from the Saints special teams. Is there another penalty flag? Unbelievable. Wow. I could not hear the call, but is it going to be on the kick or on the return? As Coach Donnelly is going to get an explanation. Apparently he accepts whatever that was. It's going to be on the kick, so first down Saints. I do not know what the penalty was for. The flag was thrown around where the line of scrimmage was. He must have been lined up in the wrong. Wow. Mental mistakes by the Cougars. Thankfully, their defense has been strong enough to keep St. Francis out of the end zone, but they're not doing him any favors. Here's Sam down the seam, has Jordan, caught on the run, tripped up at the 5. Dezion Jordan with another huge play, bringing the Saints to the doorstep of the end zone. Can they punch it in this time? 2 big plays to Dezion Jordan. The first one, they couldn't do anything with it offensively. It ended in 3. Let's see if they can get to the end zone here. Snap to Sam. Keeper. His brother with a huge block. Sneaks through. Touchdown! Brown and gold. Sam Tumulty adds to the career rushing touchdowns record with his 5th of the season, his 35th of his career, and most importantly, the first and only touchdown so far today. A gigantic play to Dezion Jordan that Sam Tumulty finishes off. Madej, good snap, good hold by Jalen Cooper, and the kick by Brian is true. It is 10-0 Saints. Unbelievable. Nearly 3/4 of the way through this game before we get our first touchdown. What a play. Saints on to kick it off. Cougars ready to try an answer here. And finally, Madej gets the ball. Heck of a drive. 3 plays, 59 yards. I should say 9 plays, 61 yards. A muffed return here is going to be put down inside the 20. And another flag comes in. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike, I would imagine, a late hit at the end of the play. Good Lord. Some of these officials might have to ice their shoulders at the end of the game. See him drop the kick. See how late that hit came in. Still live. Oh, there's probably grabbing the helmet. I guess it wasn't a face mask. He did grab the top of his helmet, though. Well, it wasn't a face mask. I'm not sure what the rule exactly says. Maybe you can't grab the top of the helmet either, but he almost hit like he had his finger inside the vent holes on top of the helmet. Very odd play, but all intents and purposes, though, it does snap that neck back, and it can be pretty dangerous. So another penalty, though. But that touchdown, watch it again. Wasn't a face mask. Watch here. He's got the top of his helmet. It kind of looks like a face mask with the way the neck action is, but very dangerous nonetheless. I'm glad he's okay. They flip it, jet sweep right side. Not a ton of room that time for McCall Ray, who's the return man who took the brunt of that face mask penalty. You saw him here get the flip on the end around. He only got about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 for the Cougars. Second down play for Yoon. They're going to hand it off. Peterson has run up to the 40-yard line. So 4 yards there brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Cougars. Another timeout. See the finish of the run there. And again, they did not indicate who the timeout was called by. It looks like it was called by the Saints. Oh, I'm sorry, end of the 3rd quarter. My mistake. I got so caught up in the touchdown and ensuing drive, we lost track of the timer there. So we got one more quarter to go. 15 minutes on the clock. We'll keep it here. We got a lot to talk about, actually. A lot of really great games in the MSFA coming up today. The marquee matchup will be around 5 o'clock this evening when St. Xavier goes to Marion. 2 top 20 teams. That'll be a fun one to watch. And then you got Indiana Wesleyan, who is rated number 5 in the country. They are hosting FCS opponent Valparaiso. So Valpo going down to Indiana Wesleyan today. That's actually a really good game. Indiana Wesleyan is, like I said, top 5 team in the NAIA, but can they hang with an FCS team? We'll find out. That's a 5 o'clock game as well. Crossover game with Roosevelt hosting Siena Heights. Olivet hosting Concordia, Michigan today. Taylor is on the road against another FCS opponent, Butler University. And you got St. Ambrose on the road taking on Division II Upper Iowa. A lot of NAIA MSFA teams taking on bigger schools, and we'll have another Cougar penalty on 3rd and short. Holy cow. Another Cougar penalty. We appreciate everyone who engages with our live YouTube broadcast. If you're watching, we're keeping an eye on what y'all saying. It's a lot of fun to talk with you. Someone says, Cougars trying not to get a penalty on 3rd down challenge. Level impossible. It's kind of what it feels like. 3rd and long, and Yoon goes down. Mike Johnson gets his first sack of the game, and there is nobody more excited than his older brother, Chris Johnson, who is sitting right here in the stands, one of the loudest fans in attendance today. Brings up 4th down and long, and now they have to punt it. Awesome to see Chris Johnson, who just graduated last year after his all-conference performance a year ago, coming and supporting his younger brother and former teammates. Big sack by MJ brings up 4th down. Scott Tumulty, are they going to give it to him again? Sure are. Scotty will circle back at the 30. Don't have a penalty to the 50, and he will take what he is given to the 48-yard line. Another short field coming up for the Saints. Defense did fantastic on the play, getting another sack to end the drive, and another penalty killing it for the Cougars. Wow. But then Scott Tumulty doing his thing, returning in another 20 yards. Scott Tumulty's return gives his younger brother a 46-yard field to work with. 14 minutes to go in the game. Handoff to Haley. Tough inside run, only able to get about 2. Scott Tumulty will come onto the field to play a little offense here. You'll see number 1 there. Give Keenan Haley a breather. And it's not much of a gimmick out there. It's not a given that Scott's going to get the ball or if it's going to be the same type of concept, whether it's a screen or a run. It's not a given. They mix it up with Scott Tumulty on offense. 2nd down and 8. Tight end left, 2 wide receivers right. Snap to Sam. Fakes to Scott. Off the right guard, in between the guard and tackle, and he's able to pick up about 5. So 3rd down and 3 on the way. Joey Tumulty will now come on the field. Out comes Friddle, and that means all 3 brothers, all 3 Tumultys on the field at the same time. There he is, Chris Johnson. What's up, my man? Fantastic career in the brown and gold here supporting his team. Love it. Love it, love it. Once a Saint, always a Saint, right? Here we go, 3rd and 3. All the Tumulties out there. Who's going to get the ball? The older brother, Scott Will, turns upfield. That's going to be enough for a brown and gold first down. Nice check down to Scotty on the shallow crossing route, and he'll get shoved out of bounds at the first down for the Saints up to the 34-yard line. Fake, Sam keeps it, flag again. It's in the place of a holding, so I imagine this 6-yard or 4-yard run will probably come back because that's been the name of the game so far. There you go. They got the freshman again, Peyton Norton, on the hold. I mean, you can't say that they're calling it, one way either. Both teams getting hit with penalties. That was the 7th penalty on the Saints. 9 penalties on Fort Wayne. The difference being the penalties coming against the Cougars have been in the most untimely of scenarios. 1st and 20 now for the Saints. Option play, they optioned it to Scott. Squeezes through the first level, up to the 2nd, to the 30. Near the 30. They give him 11 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 9. 2nd and 20, now 3rd and 9. Gosh, the Tumulties are just so good. So hard to tackle. Even this great tackling Cougars defense. You can't do it every single time. Fifth play of the drive coming up for the Saints. Scoring the game's first touchdown a drive ago, the end of the 3rd quarter. They give to Scott, but they saw that one a mile away, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss. Nice tackle again from Javin Lowe out of Elkhart, Indiana, the redshirt freshman. Made a big play in the first half as well to stop a Saint drive. So it's 3rd and long, an 11-yard run from Scott made it, or it was 2nd and long, then it made it 3rd and 9. Or made it 2nd and 9, and now it's 3rd and long again. Under 10 on the play clock. I think the Saints are in patient mode here. Snap back to Sam. Down the seam, has Joey, but he dropped it. He was wide open, and it would have been a first down. But right through Joey's hands and incomplete. Beautiful ball from Sam Tumulty. They can really do nothing but smile, really, at that point. Everyone did everything right except for the very ending, and Joey's just going to get a whole bunch of taps on his shoulder pads and helmet. So you got him next time. We're not worried about you. See? All those guys there to pick him up, especially his brother. That little tap on the head is kind of like a hug for you and I. That's like the Tumulty hug, I think. There's Madej. Beautiful punt, angled right. Takes a skip. Can they get it? They do. They down it inside the 2. Heck of a play. Tavion Wells there to down it inside the 2-yard line. See? Beautiful special teams play. Nice kick by Madej and Wells to put the exclamation mark on it. A beauty. Bounces at the 10, takes a St. Francis hop, and down inside the 2. Well done. Where are they going to mark it? To the 3? Okay, first down and 10 at the 3 for the Cougars. You can hear the coaching staff, at least I could in my headphones, saying everything you have for 10 minutes. The Cougars, their running game hasn't been there, so they're going to have to figure something out here. Yoon spins back left. Nothing there. TJ Neal whips him down out of bounds after a gain of 1. See it again, Yoon. Nice bootleg left. TJ Neal there. Again, great coverage downfield by the Saints DBs. I'm not sure who's had a better game. Has it been the DBs, the linebackers, the defensive line? They've all come to play today, but I would give the nod to the corners and safeties because nothing has been open downfield for the Cougars. Here's Yoon again from his end zone. Quick fire. It is caught right at the yard to gain marker, and I think he probably got it. Nice sliding catch on 2nd down and 8. It will be enough to move the chains for the Cougars. Garrett Yoon, the sophomore out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, started a few games last year. Actually, the all-time leading passer at his high school. Trying to get it done here at the college level. That one is incomplete. Oh, did he get it? Did he catch it? Oh, Matthew Perry put a star on that one. I thought it was incomplete, but he made a diving catch. The first takeaway of the game. And that is the 11th game in a row with a Saints interception. Oh, what a play by number 11. You got to see it again. Tipped. Matthew Perry, his momentum was taking him that way, and what a play by 11. Holy smokes. The slam dunk on the turnover basket. And the Saints will get it back at the Cougar 40. What a play by the transfer, Matt Perry. To throw is Sam. Oh, and he goes down. Tripped up all the way back at his own 46-yard line. Going to lose about 14 yards. And you're okay with that because Sam Tumulty is so good at creating time, creating space. Once in a while, they're going to get him. And they got him on there. They just tripped him up with the shoelaces. Watch that play. Kind of ran into each other and just knocked his legs out from under him. He loses 13 on the play. Ball to the 47. They need to get to the Cougar 30 for a first down. Sam's going to run it. No room there at all. Gain of 1. Third down and 22 now. Haley back on. Jason Hartsfield back on as well. And Scott Tumulty will take a break. I would love to tell you who that was, but not on my rope. There we go. James Matthews, the defensive lineman. 7.5 to go. Saints lead by 10. 10-zip. Pressure on Sam. Throwing to the right, and that was a miscommunication. I think he thought Dezion Jordan was going to come back to the ball. Go ahead and punt this one away after the unfortunate first down loss. Just go ahead and let Brian Madej put his boot into this one and let the special teams and defense go to work. You'll see it again here. Dezion Jordan was flying down the sideline. That one goes incomplete. Dezion Jordan with the 2 biggest plays of the game so far to really allow the Saints to score both of their field goal and touchdown there. Madej puts one into it. Nice St. Francis bounce. It'll be caught, and the return is on. Turns field again. There's a tackle all the way up to the 30. That's a nice return, about 15 yards by Kevin Ford. It's a good punt. He got the bounce he was wanting. Unfortunately, the bounce was just too picture perfect for the returner to ignore. It was right at him, so he's like, all right, I'll go ahead and grab this and return it. And a nice job getting away from Dan Getch there. Reversing field. Nick Mabutis, the one to end the return. Yoon drops it. The ball's on the ground. It's loose. Saints pick it up. Return to the 5. And the Saints will have it first and goal. Yoon just dropped it. Cam Holman there to pick it up. The second turnover of the game. And a Cougar is down. Cam Holman, right place, right time. Garrett Yoon just lost it. And he got rolled up there. That's probably where the injury happened. Cam Holman returns it to the 6. I believe that's the quarterback, Yoon, but I can't exactly see. He did get rolled up there by T.J. Neal. Yeah, I bet you that was a shoulder. I don't know exactly, but his shoulder was kind of put into the ground. The backup quarterback today for St. Francis is Bodie Dickerson. We talked about their other backup, Grant Gremmel, the transfer from Indiana University. He was a walk-on down at IU, started a game against Purdue a couple of years ago, transferred into St. Francis. He's 23 years old, elder statesman. He's got 2 years of eligibility left, but he went out with an injury last week. So next up on the depth chart for St. Francis, Indiana is Bodie Dickerson, the freshman from right down the road from that university out of Fort Wayne, Northside High School. Offense with another opportunity. First and goal at the 6-yard line. You kind of expect just to see a Sam Tumulty keeper one way or the other. And indeed, on the sideline, number 3, Bodie Dickerson taking some snaps in preparation. Top 2 quarterbacks for St. Francis, Indiana, out with injury. Here is Sam, quarterback keeper left. Cuts it up the numbers, and another great solo tackle. And Sam does pick up 4 yards. Second and goal now at the 2. You cannot say enough about the tackling. Sam can make pretty much anybody miss, but nice breakdown. Shoulder gets below. Oh, watch the ankle there. But a nice tackle, number 23, Nate Newcomer. Scott back into the game with his brother Sam. First and goal at the 2. Fake, keeper, Sam runs over the defender, touchdown! The Saints take advantage of the turnover and put another 6 on the board. Sam Tumulty's second of the game, 6th of the season, and 36th of his career. Mike Carver will snap it. Jalen Cooper will hold it. Brian Madej will kick it. And it's good. 17-0. Nicely done by Brian. The Saints extend their lead 17-0. See if the defense can hold here. Final 6 minutes and 6 seconds of the game. Day will put his right foot into it. Line drive kickoff. And it will be returned starting at the 2-yard line. Probably better to let that one go, but returner is Cam Peterson. And yeah, he should have. He'll be put down at the 16-yard line. That one was heading to the back of the end zone, but they're just trying to make something happen. But now a long field here for the Cougars. The Cougars lost last week 45-28 to SXU back in Indiana. They did have a 14-point lead twice in the first half, 14-0 and then 28-14. But then St. Xavier scored the next 31 points. Offense seems to be an issue for the Cougars this year, unable to move the ball. But let's not forget, they played two very hard defenses and another delay of game on the Cougars as they welcome in their freshman quarterback, their third stringer, forced into action here due to injury. Number 3 is Bodie Dickerson, the freshman from Fort Wayne. There's the snap to Bodie. Nothing right, going to roll left, naked bootleg. You like his speed, but he takes a bit of a hit going out of bounds. Saints with a 17-point lead and a third-string quarterback at the helm of the Cougars. A big hill to climb here in the next 5:45 for the brown and white. Second down and 12 after the loss on the quarterback keep. Now rolling left. Dickerson fires, checks down to Vickers. He's going to go out of bounds. At the 20-yard line, he'll pick up about 3. Clock will stop. Shawnte Vickers, senior wide out. .503 and counting here in the game. You feel like any kind of points are going to be so hard to come by here for the Cougars. 17 is almost insurmountable. Dickerson lets one fly. That was nearly intercepted by Scott Tumulty. He got a hand on it. Saints have 2 takeaways. An interception by Perry and a fumble recovery by Cam Holman, who we will talk to at the end of this game, presumably. Tumulty on to return here on 4th down and 6. A little confusion here from Scotty, but the snap is a good one. The punt is away, end over end short. Scott's going to have another chance at his own 47. Reverses field. And not much room. Does good just to go ahead and put the shoulder down and go down near midfield. Good coverage that time by the Cougars. This is the part of the game where sometimes it gets a bit chippy. You start to jaw a little bit. And that was a point of contention for, and there's the flag. Yep, I knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. This is exactly the time it happens all the time. You see the Saints special teams coming off, wanting to get the crowd into it. And they have every right to, because you know what? These two teams have met 6 times before today. And the Saints have never beaten the Cougars. Ever. Since 2013. Things, they are a-changing, though. Officials really got something to discuss here. I bet you they come out with offsetting unsportsmanlikes and we just continue to play, but we'll see. Sportsmanlike on the Cougars. Oh, no, there wasn't one on Saints. There wasn't one on the Saints. I thought there was. The Cougars are like, hey, isn't there one on them too? They only announced the one. I'm not sure why they're walking it against the Saints, though, then. Maybe there was offsetting. They just didn't announce it. Or maybe they said the wrong Saint. Maybe it was against the Saints and not the Cougars. Yep, I guess they're going to call it on St. Francis, the Saints only, not both teams. So it'll be Saints ball, but back at their own 35 instead of near midfield here with 4.5 to go. Into the game, Gavin Day, the redshirt freshman, got his first touchdown of the season of his career yesterday, and we're going to have a false start. Yeah, that was big Peyton Bogie down there, the 300-pound guard, number 73. You ain't going to hide when you're Peyton Bogie. So first down and 15 now. They're going backwards here. Handoff. Day. Shifty move, but another great solo tackle inside by the Cougars. Making the stop was Isaiah Higgins, the cornerback, coming up to make the play. See it one more time. I love Gavin Day. He runs hard. Redshirt freshman. This explosive move there, like a plant, but just a nice tackle. Gavin Day to his left, Keenan Haley to his right, Sam Tumulty in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers to work with here. Under 4 minutes to play. Blitz coming from the linebacker. Here's Day on the run. Picks up 1, maybe 2. Brings up 3rd down and long for the Saints. Timeout called. Probably by the Cougars, I'd imagine. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:41 left to go in this one. It was back and forth in the beginning, but this second half has belonged to the Saints. They lead at 17-0 on the USF Sports Network.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's their one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors and the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know
about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
3rd and 3 here for the brown and gold as we await our final 3:41 today. And I know the Saints were favored on paper coming into today, being ranked in the top 25 in the preseason, coming off a big win, Cougars losing. But you can kind of explain all that. You know, the Saints had a little bit of a easier opponent last week. The Cougars ran into a St. Xavier team who's top 10 in the country. Didn't exactly know how this game would go. To me, Saints felt like an underdog given recent history between these two teams. But, man, the Saints really came out. Screen pass, but it was deflected at the line. They were trying to get that one today in some space. But it brings up 4th down. Hopefully we'll see a Brian Bidet skyrocket here. Send this one into the stratosphere if you can. We'll be kicking into a bit of wind, so it'll be held up. See Coach Curry with Old Glory flying behind him. Brian Bidet ready to go. Good snap. Kick is away. Nice punt. Return will be from the 35. Dan Getch there to stop the return. Good return by Kevin Ford. We'll see if this Cougar offense, the final 3.5, can get something going behind third-string quarterback. You'll see the punt again, a beauty by Brian. Dan Getch, nice hustle here, too. Misses on the first attempt. Comes back and makes the play. Bodie Dickerson, number 3, coming in relief of Garrett Yoon, who was injured on a turnover. And funny enough, not funny, interestingly enough, the other starting quarterback, they kind of had 2 in the first game, Garrett Gremmel, he was injured after a turnover as well. He threw an interception, tried to make the tackle, and then was hurt there. And then you got Garrett Yoon today fumbling and getting injured on that fumble. Insult to injury for the 2 quarterbacks here for the Cougars. Nice job getting off his block by Marcelo Bernardi, the redshirt freshman defensive end, forcing Dickerson out of bounds and an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Three wideouts. Here's Dickerson. Pressure, throwing, and incomplete. He just threw that one away. Scott Tumulty with another nice catch on the bench. Here's Dickerson. 6'4" freshman out of Fort Wayne. They got so many kids from the Indy area, Fort Wayne area, South Bend. They just recruit there, like within 100 miles of St. Francis, Indiana. There in Fort Wayne, they recruit so well. Get a lot of great kids staying local. And that defensive line has just got their ears pinned back here because they know they got to throw. And they're going to go long down the seam. And, oh, that was a great ball, but just a hair overthrown. McCall Ray beat the coverage, but just was a step behind on the big play. Watch how close this was. Nice ball. Just missed him, but they're in coverage, though. The St. Francis DBs coming in making a play. Looks like Josh Ratliff, perhaps. More pressure going to come from that D-line. They're going to bring an extra linebacker as well on the stun. They almost got to him once. Bernardi chasing him down. He gets rid of the ball, and it was knocked away at the last second. Well played by Tavion Wells again. Tavion was the one who downed that punt inside the 2. He's had a nice game, special teams and defense. Great job by 31 today. That is a turnover on downs again on 4th down. The Saints offense will come on. I expect just a heavy dose of Sam Tumulty. I mean, that goes without saying. Most days you're going to get a heavy dose of Sam Tumulty. But these are just going to be on the ground trying to run this one out. A lot of Keenan Haley here, too. A couple tight ends. No secret what they're going to do here. Keenan Haley trying to go outside, chase down. Nice tackle on the outside for Nate Newcomer again, who's had a real nice game for the Cougars defensively. You can't say enough about the Cougars defense. They came to play. I mean, holding the Saints to 17 is pretty good. The tackling has been immaculate. Their offense just really struggling right now. Doesn't help that their top 2 quarterbacks are now hurt. And to go to Day, the freshman. Nice spin move by Gavin. Back to the original line. Gavin Day, the redshirt freshman from Brighton, Illinois, on Southwestern High School. 10 carries, 26 yards, and a score last week. Run the Sharpie play. Oh, there, we're trying to get Curry. Thought we were trying to tell everyone our play. Offense coordinator Matt McCarthy right on his right shoulder. Job well done by both of those guys. Minute 34 to go in the game. Timeout called by the Saints. Right now, St. Francis is rated number 24 in the country. That's the preseason poll. We'll get the first weekly poll this Tuesday. I expect them to go up a little bit in the polls. St. Xavier as well. The 2 highest rated MSFA teams are from the Mid-East Conference. Indiana Wesleyan at 5th and Marion at 6th. Marion and St. Xavier playing later on today. That's going to be, if you're a small college NAI football fan, man, that's going to be a really great game. Valpo and Indiana Wesleyan, too. At Indiana Wesleyan, that's going to be a heck of an atmosphere. They got a beautiful facility. Indiana Wesleyan, almost a brand new program, I think 4 or 5 years ago. Really invested in the football program. The facilities are gorgeous. They get a great crowd out there, great atmosphere. Take a look at who's next on the schedule after this 3rd down and 10 play here for the Saints. Here's Sam stepping up in the pocket, plenty of time, fires down. It was tipped and nearly intercepted, looking for Dezion Jordan around the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down, and on comes Brian Madej again. He's been busy today. Play by Braden Payne, the cornerback, trotting off the field for the Cougars. '94, Cam Holman, who we will talk to at the conclusion of this game. Interested to hear his thoughts on how his defense played today. Beautiful punt again. Just the right distance. Caught inside the 10. Brian's had a good game. One bad punt, his first one of the game, but everything else after that has been perfect. Brian Madej has improved so much since he's been here as a kicker. Both place kicking and punting. $1:23 to go, but don't you feel like the Saints have another takeaway in them before this is all said and done? They look at another one. as we see Brian Madej. He's another one of those guys you really don't know what kind of mood he's in. Even keeled, you know, if he's mad or sad or happy or I don't know. So I run into him, I talk to him before the game sometimes. It's just, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Here we go. Dickerson up to the 15-yard line on the scramble, picks up 5. Clock ticking under a buck, 13 now. Dickerson hands off on the draw. Picking up 1 is Hassan Lambert. Under a minute to go. And a beautiful tackle made by Keemon Reese. Another unsportsmanlike conduct. It wasn't a physical nature, so somebody had to say something. It was one of the defensive linemen, or offensive linemen, I believe. Probably a good thing we didn't hear what was said. Dickerson in the gun, takes the low snap, steps up. He's going to run it again. Past the 20, out of bounds around the 22-yard line, stopping the clock at 36. So next on the docket for the Cougars, they have a 3-game road trip. After today, they go to St. Ambrose out in Davenport. So we watch them play one more time. Then they go up to Michigan to take on Madonna before 2 games at home, Siena Heights and Lawrence Tech. Then 2 tough ones against Marion and Indiana Wesleyan before they wrap up with Concordia and Taylor. Here's Dickerson. Runs away from pressure. Franciscovich dives and misses. He'll pick up a nice first down. It's probably the longest play of the game for the Cougars. 17, 18 yards scamper just shy of the 45-yard line. Pat Stroja gets in there to rush him out of the pocket. It is a first down. We've got 24 seconds to go. It's funny, when you look back over the last 20 years of St. Francis football, there are 2 teams. I told you there was another takeaway. Matt Perry gets his 2nd interception of the game. Matthew Perry, another pickoff to ice this one with 17 minutes to go. As I was saying, there are 2 teams in the last 20 years that the Saints have played more than 5 times that they have not beaten. They're both the Cougars, the St. Francis Cougars and the St. Xavier Cougars. You can cross one off the list today. Victory formation for the brown and gold. Sam takes a knee. The final ticks will come off the clock. A shutout pitch by this defense. 17-0. And for the first time, as Matthew Perry finishes off his interception with a dunk, for the first time since 2013 and in 6 games, St. Francis of Joliet has beaten St. Francis of Fort Wayne. A big win for the Saints because the Cougars here are a perennial power. Now, they've been down the last few years, but Yellow Submarine. Fantastic. Tell you what, it does. The brown and gold looks pretty good today, doesn't it? Hilarious. Big win, finally getting over the St. Francis, Indiana hump to get the win. Oh, don't start the jawing now here, boys. Time to go home. Cam Holman is going to make his way over to the sideline. Looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. Not sure if he's going to meet with his squad first or if he's going to come over and talk with us, but a great game by the Saints today. Another shutout. Who would have thought that? Final numbers. Saints carried it 35 times for 99 yards on the ground. 14 for 22 through the air with one interception. The Saints hit 259 yards on 57 plays. They held the Cougars to just 161 yards of total offense. That is spectacular. .77 rushing yards for the Cougars to just 84 through the air. I'm sure the first order of business for that team is to say a quick prayer for their brother Ryan Little. If you weren't here for that, wide receiver Ryan Little out making a block, suffered quite a catastrophic leg injury and had to be carted off the field. You see Coach Curry addressing his team today and how big of a win this was today in terms of a win for the program. This St. Francis Cougars team has been a team that they just could not get over the hump against. So this is an indication on how far the Saints have come as a program and how good they are this year. They will go to 2-0. St. Francis Cougars will drop to 0-2. Next up on the schedule for the Saints is our first road trip. We'll be headed up to Southfield, Michigan, just outside Detroit, to take on Lawrence Tech. And then another one on the road against Taylor before we come back home for homecoming against who? Ooh, the other Cougars, St. Xavier, coming up. So no Cam Holman. We'll talk to Coach Curry first. Coach, I know thoughts and prayers from us up here and the folks watching at home for Ryan Little. So, please pass along our best to him. I know he's a big part of your offense, big part of your team.
He is, and that's the unfortunate, part of football, I guess. But you've been around it long enough. You've kind of seen it. So he was in good spirits. Good. He was not. I don't know if he's in shock or not, but he was, kind of, coach, I'm okay. Just go win. And we had a lot of that stuff today, and I told the whole team I'm so damn proud of them. We battled through that. There's also little things within the game that we did that our kids were into the game and just stepped up and made some things happen. So that's what you got to do to beat good teams, and I thought we did that today. It was a big one. I know that the Cougars are down this year. You guys are riding pretty high, but in the history of the program, it's just nice to get a win against a team that you haven't gotten a W before, huh? It is. But I just told our team, and I even told them this morning. I said, guys, I don't care that we've never beat St. Francis. You know who's never played? The 2023 St. Francis team. Mm-hmm. So that was all that mattered to us. And I just kept telling them that, hey, if we just worry about today and worry about, ourselves and what's going on. And I think that's a big step for our program, because I really do believe there has been times in the past with me as a head coach, with every head coach here, to where you run into certain teams and kind of we get that, oh no, kind of a feeling. And I'm doing our hardest as a staff to try to stop that. And you know what stops that? Winning. And we did that today. Not only that, but a shutout against a team with some pretty good quarterback play, pretty good skill guys. Yeah. What do you attribute the shutout to? Like, who do you point to who say performed so well today that led to that 0 on the scoreboard? Oh, geez, a bunch of players. Matt Perry did a heck of a job. Yeah. We inserted him in the starting lineup this week. He did not start last week, but we felt, particularly into the boundary, what they were doing, what our game plan was, is to put a big cornerback there to stop screens and all those things. And we did that. They were a huge screen team into the boundary, and when you put a 6'4" corner out there, it kind of helped us. And kudos to Tom Miller as well, our DC, who really put together a great game plan. And our players, they went out and executed. Matt Perry's one, but down the line, our D-line gave relentless effort. And it starts with those guys up there. And then, our backers, we had some pretty good blitz packages with Keemon coming off the edge and those sort of things today that we did not show last week. So, it's a positive, and I hope to just keep it going.
Yeah, we called Keemon's name quite a bit today. He was causing all kinds of trouble for those quarterbacks.
Well, like I told you guys last week, when we get in those down and distance situations to where we can get some speed on the field, particularly at the second level. Not that our guys at the second level can't run, but Keemon can run, and Carson Hansen can run. And we get those guys out there. It makes it really hard to run any shallow crossing routes with receivers. Makes it really hard for quarterbacks to scramble. And, that we like our personnel in those situations.
Absolutely. And the offense, you can't say enough about how tough Sam has been. I know Joey dropped a few, but it was really cool to see the entire team rally around him after that and pat him on the head. It seems like this group seems to be gelling so well together.
Yeah, the one thing I really liked about our offense, and it should be mentioned, is we shot ourselves in the foot numerous times. But what do they keep doing and what we keep preaching? We kept going 1-0, every play. And as long as we keep that mentality, I like where we'll be at the end. And that's what our offense did. They managed to put a few in there to help us out, and then defensively they started throwing the ball, and that helped us.
Big plays by Des Jordan, too. Really, he flashed today bigger than he has in his career, I got to say. 2 big plays to set up scoring chances.
Yes, without a doubt, Des was. He's been hobbled the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury, and then he got the first catch, and I think he re-hurt it again. And then, but he came back with the second one deep and set up a big touchdown score for us and made it a 2-score game where we could, start to breathe a little bit comfortably.
Congratulations on going 1-0 today.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. It's Coach Joe Curry, and we do got Big 94 down there. Cam Holman will throw on the headset for us. One of the defensive linemen, one of the pass rushers for USF. Cam, can you hear me all right?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Congratulations. A shutout against a team you guys have never beaten before, man. You guys got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, we felt like it was last year we kind of got embarrassed here and wanted to come out and really make a statement. And we thought our defense had been looking good, and their offense, obviously, they were solid still. And we knew it was going to be a physical game. We had to be more physical. I think that's what it was a turning point here.
There's something different about the defense this year than in previous years. Yet last year you guys were good. A lot of the same guys that come back. Is there something about this defense? You guys gelling? You just seem like buddies out there playing for each other. Am I right in that?
Yeah, I think we all had a goal since the spring, since we came back from last season, that we wanted to go for it this year. Obviously, the past years we were good too, but this year we felt like we had enough guys back. We really wanted to make a push for it. And we all came together, especially in camp. Camp was great this year. We all had the same goal. We're going to come out and win games. And then we've worked hard for it, and it's starting to pay off. Obviously, there's a lot more games to go, but this is just the beginning.
Amen to that, my man. Congratulations on the win. Good work.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cam Holman, one of the DNs for St. Francis. You get a real good feel about where everyone's head is at, what the attitude is, what the energy is going forward. And you look down the schedule, there's a lot of W's there, but there's a lot of teams that can trip you up. You got a trip up to Lawrence. You got a 2-game road trip on the way, and then back home against St. Xavier. And I'll tell you what, if you are a Saints fan anywhere near the Joliet area, clear your schedule for September 30th, won't you? Come on out for that game against the other Cougars. Like I said, there are 2 teams that the St. Francis Saints have not beaten in the last 20 years that they've played more than 5 times. One of them was the Cougars of St. Francis. The other is the Cougars of St. Xavier. So that's going to be a real fun homecoming. Hopefully the Saints can come up with a win on that one. 17-0 shutout for USF today over the Cougars of St. Francis. A big win for the brown and gold. And yellow never looked so good today, now didn't it? We'll see you again next week up in Michigan. Again, your final here from Memorial Stadium. 17-0. And a big thank you once more to our entire staff out here. And I wrote down everyone's number to try to give you all a good shout-out, but I got so many papers up here. I lost it. So Brennan and Jessica and the entire team out there, guys, we appreciate your hard work, arriving early and staying late. We appreciate you guys. All right, we're on the road next week. Take care, Saints fans. Enjoy your weekend.